News Army. Illegal border crossings from Mexico to the U.S. hit an all-time high this year. According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, a spike in migration from Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua in September drove the number of unlawful crossings to the highest level ever recorded in a fiscal year. The year-end figures reflect the worsening economic and political situations in certain nations, the relative strength of the U.S. economy, and the inconsistent execution of Trump-era asylum rules. In September, 227,547 migrants were stopped at the U.S.-Mexico border, the third highest number during Joe Biden's administration. It increased by 11.5% from 204,087 occurrences in August and 18.5% from 192,001 circumstances in September 2021. According to data published late Friday night, during the fiscal year that concluded on September 30th, migrants were stopped 2.38 million times, a 37% increase over the previous fiscal year's 1.73 million stops. The yearly total topped 2 million for the first time in August and is more than twice as high as it was under the presidency of Donald Trump in 2019. In September, over 78,000 migrants from Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua were stopped, compared to around 58,000 from Mexico and three northern Central American nations, which have traditionally accounted for the majority of the influx. Title 42, a public health measure that suspends refugee rights under the U.S. and international law to prevent the spread of COVID-19, is at least partially responsible for the dramatic change in geographic location. Due to fragile diplomatic ties, the United States cannot deport migrants to Venezuela, Cuba, or Nicaragua. Consequently, they are freed to prosecute their immigration claims in the United States. Since its inception in March 2020, the Title 42 power has been used 2,400,000 times, but disproportionately to migrants from Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Since October 12, when the U.S. started removing Venezuelans to Mexico under Title 42, Venezuelan migration to the United States has decreased by more than 85%, according to U.S. authorities. Simultaneously, the Biden administration committed to accept up to 24,000 Venezuelans on humanitarian parole provided they apply online with a financial sponsor and arrive via an airport, similar to how tens of thousands of Ukrainians have entered the United States since Russia invaded their nation. The first four paroled Venezuelans entered the United States on Saturday, 2 from Mexico, 1 from Guatemala, and 1 from Peru, and hundreds more have been cleared to travel, according to the Department of Homeland Security.